Matrices in C++. Today we will discuss what are matrices, how to define, declare a matrix, and how to use the matrices in C++. So a matrix is a 2D representation of numbers arranged in some form of some rows and columns. For example, if I am defining a matrix like this, so we are defining the values in terms of some rows and some columns. So there are 3 rows and 3 columns. So this is a matrix of 3 by 3. We define its order as or dimension as 3 by 3. Matrices are very much used whether we talk about the graphs or we talk about data processing, computer graphics. The matrix 2D matrices are heavily used. This is an example of 2 by 2 matrix where we are having 2 rows. First row consists of values 1, 1. Second row consists of values 3, 4. Make sure the indexes always starts with 0, 0. So, the index of element 1. The index of this element 1 will be 0, 0. The index of element 2 will be 0, 1. 0th row, first column. The index of element 3 will be 1, 0, that is 1 row, 0th column, and the index of element 4 will be 1, 1, row 1, column 1. The matrices we use, the dimensions we use by using these square brackets. The first square bracket always denotes the row. The second square brackets always denotes the size of column. So if I have to define an integer matrix of size 3 by 3, I can define it like this, declare like this, and we need to define also, for example, a float matrix of 2, 4. That means 2 rows and 4 columns. Then it can be done like this. Matrices we can initialize directly or by using a loop. So here we have defined a matrix by using the direct method. If we have to access the elements of matrices using rows and columns, we need to provide their index. As I told you, the index starts with 0. So it means 0th row and column 1. So 0th row and column 1. So element 2 will be returned in this case. Matrices are one of the very popular data structure which we use. It is used in networking, it is used in graphics, it is used in data handling, like we have to perform the computer graphics, like we have to perform the rotation of data, transformation of data, we need to distort some data, a reflection of data. For all of those purposes, we use the matrices. For all the scientific purposes, engineering applications, and again in graphs, we heavily use the matrices, adjacency matrices. So matrices are very used popular. For image transformation, solving linear equations, data science, rotations, scaling, translations, everywhere we use the matrices. This is an example of matrix addition in C++. Here we have defined 2 matrices of size 2 by 2 and another matrix C we have created to store the result of matrix addition. So first loop and second loop. First loop for number of rows, second loop for number of columns. So Cij equals to Aij plus Bij. In matrix addition, we add the corresponding elements. So it will add the corresponding elements, like 1 plus 5 will go on the first index, that is 1 plus 5, 6. Then 2 plus 6, which is 8. Then 3 plus 7, 10. And 4 plus 8, 12. So matrix C will consist of these values. When we perform this addition, the matrix C will be this one. And if we output the value C00, C01, that is the first row. So it should display 6 and 8. This is an example of matrix multiplication. I'll suggest you work on this and see, dry run it and see how it works. If you have any questions or doubt, just let me know. Thank you.